Good morning. Queen, Lisa, Jamie, Cheryl. How are you ladies? Let me find my chat on my phone. That way I can see everybody's comment. Catch it up. Okay. I just love those rooster stickers, emojis, Lisa. Those are so cute. That looks just like Sunny. Cheryl. Did I say hi to Cheryl? Light Feather, Mac. Did I miss anyone? Jamie. Misty. Hope y'all are doing well. Mommy of 3 girls. Long time no see. How are you, hon? Girl, that rooster went psycho on me. I can't even hand feed him anymore. He's like freaking Norman Bates. I'm not joking. Faithful one, good morning. Never lose hope. Good morning, everyone. Been over there watching the Melanie Gibb interview, and all I could say is wow. Yeah, she's a little bit strange. I only watched like part 1. I think it was on East Idaho News' YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure it was on there. And she's just like, I don't know. She's weird. She's weird. I can't believe she even considered what Chad and Lori was saying about zombies and all this. They was asked her, did you have doubts about it? And she was like, yeah. Instead of saying, like, I never believed that crap. Who could actually believe something like that? That there's zombies on Earth, and, you know, zombies to them is like people walking the earth that don't have a soul. Like, what in the hell? Oh, God, about time somebody out. Jesus. Oh, do you watch me on replay? Oh, that's good to know. I was listening to you on somebody's live the other day. I believe it's Marsha's. I was like, I was thinking to myself, I've not seen her around in a while. On my channel, I mean. Queen, you got a soul. Everybody's got a soul, girl. Everybody. Even animals have souls. Okay, so there was some stuff that, I should say, since people keep flagging my videos, if you don't like true crime and you don't want to hear about, you know, people being deceased and stuff, then this is not the right channel for you. Okay, so there's your warning. Click off the video if things like that disturb you. God almighty. Hey, Julie. Morgan, soccer mom. It's good to see y'all. So they released, I guess, the police report for Fotis Dulos when he committed suicide. Let me just click on this article. It says, new details unearthed in police report of Fotis Dulos' attempted suicide. Hold on one sec. Attempted suicide. He did it. He did commit suicide. He just died a couple days later. Okay, it says Farmington police have released the report regarding the attempted suicide of Fotis Dulos, the man charged in the murder of his estranged wife, Jennifer Barbara Dulos. The 19-page police report stems from January 28, 2020, when Fotis reportedly tried to take his own life in his Farmington home by carbon monoxide poisoning. We know he was on house arrest at the time of his deaths. Okay, it says, according to newly released court documents and witness interviews, no one had any idea Fotis was thinking about suicide. He met with his attorneys the day before his bail hearing, and they said he gave no indication he was feeling depressed. At 10:55 a.m. on January 28th, about an hour before his previously scheduled bond hearing, one of his attorneys, Kevin Smith, talked to Fotis, asking where he was. It was just minutes before the suicide attempt. Kevin Smith said of the call, Fotis gave no indication that he was about to try and take his own life. An hour went and Fotis didn't show up in court. His defense team starts calling around. The case report states they reached out to Anna Curry. And this is what gets interesting, guys. I'm going to read this to y'all, but I'm going to give y'all my thought real quick. I think she knew that Fotis was going to commit suicide. Okay. Let me finish reading. Okay. An hour went and... Okay, so an hour went and Fotis didn't show up in court. His defense team starts calling around. The case report states they reached out to Anna Curry, who told police she was Fotis Dulos' girlfriend at the time. His lawyers told her that the GPS tracker on his ankle showed Fotis was still at the house in Farmington. The document said of Anna Curry, at the moment she knew that Fotis must have done something to harm himself, and that she told Smith to call 911 to get an ambulance for Fotis, but Smith refused. She went on to say Smith said that he didn't want to cause more problems for Fotis in case Fotis had removed the GPS device. Okay, so News 8 reached out to Fotis' lead attorney, Norm Pattis, and his legal team about these allegations, and they didn't respond. However, the Hartford Courant reported Norm Pattis said the exchange between Anna Curry and Kevin Smith never happened. So what is so fishy about what Anna Curry said? So she was at home with Fotis that morning, right? Then she went to run an errand. And let me just read it because I don't want to get it confused. Okay, so Fotis was found unresponsive by first responders in his car in the garage of his Jefferson Crossing home. He was treated at the University of Connecticut Medical Center with a pulse, then flown by Lifestar to Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx for treatment in a hyperbaric chamber. And he died on January 30th. So the note was found next to Fotis in the car at the time when he was found. In it, he claimed he had nothing to do with Jennifer's death or disappearance. There was multiple photographs of Fotis and his children found on the center console in the right front passenger compartment. There was an empty, uncapped bottle of Tylenol PM and 2 rolls of duct tape on the front passenger seat. About an hour after his death on January 30th, Norm Pattis said Fotis' attempt to take his own life was not a mission of guilt. Okay. We're not going to read his statement. But Anna Curry, this is what she allows. So Fotis Dulos' attorneys, she goes and runs an errand for Fotis. And then his attorneys, call her because they can't get a hold of Fotis, right? Well, she goes back to the house, doesn't see Fotis there, she claims, and then leaves. Isn't that a little strange? Why didn't she didn't check to see if his car was in the garage? That don't make sense to me. I'm suspicious of that. Evidently, I didn't click on the article that was talking about that. I must have clicked on the wrong one. Okay. Yeah, but that's what it said. She went to do an errand for Fotis. While she was out, I guess the attorneys got a hold of her. And automatically she says, oh my gosh, it's probably attempted suicide. Why would that be your first thought? I'm just suspicious of that. Good question. Never lose hope. Hey, Very Mary. Alex. I was reading, so I wasn't looking at the chat if anybody come in. I don't know. I'm suspicious of everything because you never know. She could have helped him do it. There's no evidence of that. It's just you know, just a thought in my brain. I was trying to find that other. They say he meticulously planned his suicide. That's not surprising. He was a very organized person, from what I understand. I wish that, they still not found Jennifer's body. I wish they'd find her body so her family could get some closure. Those poor kids, 5 kids, their mom and dad both gone. And everybody in the world thinks that, their dad killed their mom. It's hard. Poor kids. He ruined a lot of people's lives. He took Jennifer's life, their lives, Jennifer's kids' lives is not ruined, but they don't have their mom. You know what I mean? Of course, they're going to go on and go to school and college and get married, but they're not going to have their mom because of him. And Michelle Trachona, she knew about the plan too. Sadly, I don't think she'll ever be found. They have searched like all kinds of places in Connecticut, out of Connecticut. She's nowhere to be found. Where could he have put her? They have looked in lakes where he water skied. They searched that Waveney Park, which is like huge. They did find that grave on the property of that gun club that Fotis used to be a member at. Or no, Kent Malwhenny, one of his accomplices. His ex-attorney, Kent Malwhenny, used to be a member at that gun club. And some people that's members of the gun club stumbled upon a grave. There was nothing in the grave, but someone dug a grave, and it had bags of lime down in it. And then, Fotis tried to get Kent Malwhenny's wife. See, Kent and his wife was split up, right? And Kent's wife, ex-wife, had never met Fotis. But Fotis calls her. Gets her to meet him for lunch. He wants to try to get her and Kent back together. She was smart enough to take a friend with her. When she told Fotis that she didn't want to talk to Kent without her attorney present, he just got up and left. He didn't like it. Then he goes on to call her again. He calls her on the telephone, offers up one of his rooms in his house, if she wants to hook up with Ken there and them, reunite. Trying to be a relationship counselor, I guess. I think they were setting that woman up. They were trying to get her out by herself. I think they planned to kill Jennifer and her. I swear I do. I have no proof of that, but I've always thought that. I remember this story, one of the ones that got me hooked on crime TV. Lisa says, but hey, this 30-year-old man killed his wife, but they never could prove it. So he was put in a nursing home at 80, and they got to tear down his house. All those years later, she was under the floor. Oh, that's what got you into crime TV. I understand now. Wow. That's interesting. I wonder what the name of the man was, Lisa. Speaking of that, they have arrested a couple in Tennessee. I'm going to show y'all their mugshot. It's actually my thumbnail. They found skeletal remains of a child in the backyard that had been only fed bread and water for a very long time, and it passed away, and they buried the child in the backyard. There was another boy locked in a filthy basement, dog feces everywhere. You don't even want to know how long that child's been there. 2016. He's been locked in a basement. Let me pull up the article. Another child got out of the house some way, a 10-year-old, and someone called the police. And so that's how the police found all this out. Hold on a minute, guys. And these kids were adopted. Like, they're going to have to change something about kids that are adopted and stuff. They're going to have to check in on them. It's like they get adopted and nobody like cares anymore either. They're off our hands, you know. Need to change some things about the Amber Alert too. A lot of times they'll say, oh, it don't meet the criteria when a kid goes missing, so we can't do an Amber Alert right now. That's bullcrap. That needs to be changed. Any child that goes missing, they should issue an Amber Alert. How is that going to harm anything for all the cops to be on the lookout, you know? And the public. How's that going to harm anything? They find them safe? Great. I just don't get that. Okay. And when I look at the picture of this couple I'm about to show y'all here, I can just see them abusing these children. I can just see it in my head. Pure evil. Tremaine, oh, sweetie, thank you. Good morning, my beautiful Cece. Good morning, my beautiful ladies all over. Y'all are my little pumpkin pies. P.S. All the cool kids come in late. Exactly, Tremaine. My brother's always late. Everywhere he goes, Tremaine. I used to joke around with him. I'd say, you be late for your own funeral. Let me take this ad down. I can't stand this ad. So, Queen, under 18, there should be an Amber Alert, but sometimes based on kids' skin color and community, no one cares. Yeah, it's true. Morgan, there needs to be a different alert. Amber Alert is very specific for a reason. Alert for all those. Yes, right. Right. There needs to be some kind of, if they don't want to use the Amber Alert, they need to come up with something else where everybody's I don't know how to explain it, but it needs to be fixed. Hey, Remy. Okay, so let's talk about these monsters. Thank you again, Tremaine. Love you, sweetie. Tremaine, he's a good guy. Okay, so cops find skeletal. I was making sure I was screen sharing. Skeletal remains of a girl who died years earlier after being fed only bread and water for months. Brother rescued from confinement in feces-strewn concrete basement. How could anyone do this to anybody, let alone a child? What is wrong with people? Is there not more of this going on these days? I think so. I think we hear about it more because of social media, but I think child abuse is on the rise. Sure is. An ongoing child abuse and neglect case in Tennessee reportedly resulted in investigators finding a girl's skeletal remains in a couple's backyard on Saturday. According to 1057news.com, authorities got involved on Friday after someone called 911 about a 10-year-old boy walking alone in the street in Roane County. Officers eventually made contact with the boy's parents, Michael Gray Sr., 63, Shirley Gray, 60, who allegedly claimed they didn't realize he had left home. The boy reportedly told the Department of Children's Services investigators that another boy, a 15-year-old, was in the basement. The 10-year-old also revealed that a deceased child was buried in the backyard, according to WVLT. Oh my gosh. Poor kids. Okay, so Michael Gray Sr. allegedly disclosed that his daughter, about 11 years old, died in 2017 and was buried in the backyard. He also mentioned that his 15-year-old son was imprisoned in the basement, which investigators learned he had been confined to since 2016. Investigators also believe that the 15-year-old had no contact with the outside world since being imprisoned in the basement for stealing food. Dear God. Along with the teen, the couple allegedly only fed their 11-year-old daughter bread and water in the months preceding her death. Documents stated that the home was covered in animal feces and reeked of urine. The basement was reportedly covered in trash and had exposed wires and no running water. Michael Gray Sr. allegedly showed investigators a small concrete room built under the steps in which two of the children were kept as punishment. The room reportedly had no running water or electricity. According to WVLT, the girl was buried near a pole barn on the property, which was surrounded by farm animals. Her cause of death is not yet known. What is a pole barn, guys? What do they mean? I know what a barn is, of course. I'm a country girl. But what is a pole barn? You may please tell me. This kid has not had contact with or been outside that room, according to this, since 2016. I guess that's what it meant. He hadn't been outside the room. Let me scroll back up here. Okay, so he had no contact with the outside world since being imprisoned. I wonder if they ever let him out for stealing food. How do your kids steal food? Like, my son doesn't have to ask me to go get something, to snack on or something to drink out of the refrigerator. Like, that is, like, shocks me when, in a lot of these cases that you hear like this, they always say that they're being punished for stealing food. I just read another one, case like this the other day, and the kid was abused for allegedly stealing food. Pure evil. Pure evil. Tremaine, welcome to the Cool Kids Club. Thank you, sweetie. You know what I wish I had done when I done my channel membership? I wish I'd just made like the $1.99 one and just named it the Cool Kids Club. But I didn't really know what I was doing when I was first signing up. But anyways, it's all right. It's all right. Let's see what else it says. Okay, so Michael Gray is showing investigators all this stuff. That's the husband. It's like he's telling on his wife. Was all this stuff his wife's idea and he just went along with whatever? No, he's trying to save his own ass, I bet. Too many people shouldn't have pets, let alone kids. I know it, Jamie. Debbie. Let me see. I know I've missed some stuff in the chat. A lot of y'all's comments. Pole barns are barns built with poles. Some are open structures. Thank you, Remy. I was like, what in the world is a pole barn? I mean, hell, I know what a barn is. I was kind of thinking, though, it may have been like one of the metal little buildings. Probably CC because they never get any real food. They had to steal it. They said one of them stole fruit. I can't believe that people actually starve their children. They starved their daughter to death. It looks like they were only giving her bread and water. No protein. Dying of starvation is an awful, agonizing way to die. You know, Tennessee still got the death penalty. I'm pretty sure Tennessee has the death penalty. I believe they just executed someone a while back. I mean, look and see, but this could be death penalty case if you ask me. Pretty sure they got the death penalty. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got the death penalty. You can choose lethal injection or you can choose to be electrocuted. Choice is yours. My kid will always eat. I'll starve. Yeah, like who don't fix their kids breakfast and supper and, you know. I've heard of people, though, not allowing their kids just to go in the kitchen and get what they want. I don't understand that myself. You know, my son gets hungry, even if it's right before supper. If he wants to go get something, a little something out of the kitchen, he can. He can go get whatever he wants, whatever he wants to drink. It's the way we roll here. But this is heartbreaking. Let's look at these nasty asses. They was living in filth too. Look at her little smirk. Disgusting. Disgusting. So I think they actually moved. They moved from North Carolina to Tennessee. And they adopted the kids. And the kids were also being homeschooled. And she would like forge papers or homework or something for the 11-year-old that was passed away. Because like the state knew they had these kids they adopted, so she had to make it look like she was still alive. Pieces of shit. I bet y'all don't want to look at their ugly pictures no more. Let's see if I missed anything here. Okay, right here. So the kids hadn't had any medical or dental care in 6 years. Shirley Gray reportedly had the 4 children enrolled in homeschooling, claiming they were meeting required benchmarks despite the 11-year-old's death in 2017. So, of course, they were arrested on Monday. And let's see, their charges are aggravated child abuse involving a child 8 years old or younger, especially aggravated kidnapping, aggravated child neglect, and abuse of a corpse. And they are in jail with no bond. And hopefully they'll be sent to death row. Because that's what they deserve. Meow meow. I think I missed you earlier. That picture is disgusting. Compare their bodies versus the kids. I know it. We do, CC. I'm not a real believer in the death penalty, but when you starve your kids to death, keep them confined in a concrete basement, I think you deserve. Yeah. I'm conflicted with the death penalty, but when it involves children, it fires me up, and I think that anyone that harms a child deserves death. That's just my opinion. You don't deserve to be on this earth if you're going to harm children. Sickos. Speaking of sickos, let me tell y'all what I read this morning. I was so disgusted. This man was raping his girlfriend's 6-year-old daughter while she wasn't home, she alleges. And the little girl caught gonorrhea from that son of a bitch. But they arrested him. Let's see if I can show you his mugshot. Sometimes it's hard for me to read that stuff. Oh, right here he is. It says, hold on, let me screen share his picture. I can't believe someone could do this to a child. These sickos, what is wrong with them? How could they be turned on by a child? I don't understand. That is so freaking sick. How could you do that? You know that little girl was crying, screaming. It's so sick. Predator boyfriend repeatedly rapes girlfriend's 6-year-old daughter, giving her gonorrhea. It's disgusting. It says, what is his name? Daniel Prado? I think that's how you say it, 38 years old. So he's arrested on suspicion of having forced the child to have oral and vaginal sex on at least 3 occasions in January. Sick. See, he deserves death, in my opinion, for that. Because he'll just, if he goes to prison, even if he gets out 20 years from now, he will just do it again to another child as soon as he gets the chance. There's no rehabilitation for those sickos. I'm not going to read the whole article because I don't want to disgust anyone out, but he would allegedly tell the little girl if she told anybody that he would get in trouble, that they had to keep it a secret. A piece of crap. Let me see what it says about the mom. Okay, so the police got involved on May 8th while responding to a missing child report. Though the girl was found 90 minutes later, her mother reportedly told officers that she discovered in February that both she and her daughter had gonorrhea. She discovered that in February, and she's just now reporting it. It says a lot about her. Maybe she knew about what he was doing to her daughter. The mother told police that Prado was the only sexual partner she had had in years, which presumably led authorities to suspect he had transmitted the STD to both mother and daughter. And we're not going to read what gonorrhea does to your body. Okay. So he was denied bond as he is deemed a flight risk and a danger to the community. Yeah, he is. He's a sexual deviant. Look at him. He's got the Chris Watts eyes. He's got the Charles Manson eyes going on. Okay. I don't want to talk too much about that. It makes me sick. I know it makes y'all sick too. So I see Crime Online just put out an article about this manhunt on the Yukon killer. Does that mean University of Connecticut? He could not hide in these woods forever. Urgent search for alleged killer. And he seems like a real psycho. The first day they put this out in the news, I started to do a video on it. And I was like, oh, they'll probably catch him. So I didn't. He's murdered 2, kidnaps ex-girlfriend. Yeah, University of Connecticut student fled after killing 2 people as police continue their search for the suspect. They are warning the public that the man is considered armed and dangerous. How do you say his name? Peter Manfredonia? Is that how you say it? Manfredonia? David, trolling. Well, be nice, David, if you're going to troll. I don't know if you're joking or not. But anyways, they're still searching for this crazy guy. I want to talk about Madison. That's what I want to talk about. Oh, we have new members emojis. Yes, Southern Mom, we do. Hey, by the way, still in hiding? David said he's in hiding. So it looks like Madison may have left a note. Well, y'all probably watched my video I uploaded, but I believe that. I believe she did leave a note. This girl was smothered by her mom and boyfriend always being around her 24/7. Allegedly, a victim's advocate and a liaison. There's been a liaison for the family. Let's see, what does it say? Crime Online spoke with victim's advocate and investigative reporter Emily Nestor, who was the liaison for the family while Maddie was missing. According to Nestor, Maddie had been talking to a man that she left with through a gaming app for around 3 years before she left with him. Okay, so this reporter also claims that Madison's high school friend said that Maddie did not want to be in a relationship with Cody Mann anymore. We know Cody lived in the home with her. She also said she saw text message exchange between Madison and Madison's friend that indicated Madison's mother reportedly forced her to stay together with Cody Mann. And it says, the mom was forcing her to be with Cody. Said, you're dating him. You don't have a choice. Nestor told Crime Online, referring to the text messages. She tried to talk to her mother, but she, Melissa Bell, yelled at her. She added that Madison made it clear to her mother that when she turned 18, she planned to break up with Cody Mann. She said that Cody was mean behind closed doors. Okay. So after law enforcement located Maddie, she said she wanted to start a new life and not go home. But this investigative reporter, this Miss Nestor, said she asked Melissa Bell if her daughter left a note behind. And Nestor said Melissa Bell claimed she had no idea about a note. Police indicated they have no confirmation regarding the note. But this reporter says she's skeptical. She explained that Melissa Bell reported her daughter missing on social media within 15 minutes from the time Maddie left her home, according to the timestamp on Facebook. Nestor said the post indicated that Melissa Bell possibly posted on social media right after reading the note. I wanted to know, when Maddie was missing, like, why was this woman automatically out looking for her daughter like she was missing? You know, that makes sense now. Makes sense why she was posting on Facebook 15 minutes after Maddie left. She was posting Maddie was missing 15 minutes after Maddie left. There was a note left behind. Bieber. Hey, girl. Exactly. If she wants to Cody man around so bad, she should marry him herself. Here's what I think. I think that here she took Cody man in. She probably loves him like a son. She probably wants Madison to be with him. And she's probably a control freak. Well, there's no probably about it. She does want Madison to be with Cody man. And I think the reason is because she's close to him. She loves him like a son. That's what I think. You cannot control people. You cannot pick and choose who your child's going to love and want to date. You can't make them date somebody. This woman, I mean, if this is true, she sounds like a controlling narcissist. And if they can prove that Madison left a note behind, because she needs to be charged because they spent a lot of time searching for Madison, a lot of money. I think she tore up the note. Lied to police so they would track her daughter down because she couldn't, because Madison was smart enough to leave her cell phone behind. She's a lunatic. Yeah, Julie, she's a freaking lunatic. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense to why she was freaked out so quickly. I was thinking, gosh, 40 minutes? She said 40 minutes and she was out looking for her. And I was thinking, well, gosh, you know how teenagers are. How did she know she didn't like stop at a store or held up in traffic or this or that? Stop to get a bite to eat. Like crap. Cody seems like he's a hardworking, stay around home kind of guy, works in freezers. Maddie was looking for adventure, excitement. Yeah, and you got to think, she's been dating him for 5 years. She's young. You know how it is when you're in high school. You'll be high school sweethearts, and then, as you get older, you get tired of it. You want to venture off and try new things. Date a little bit. She's too young to be tied down with one boyfriend, I think. She was way too young to. She shouldn't have, in my opinion, Melissa Bell shouldn't have had him living in that house. I know she was trying to help him out, but she should have figured out another plan for him. She could have done something else. Probably wouldn't have been so bad, I don't think, if they hadn't been boyfriend and girlfriend. If she wanted to help him out and give him a place to live, if his parents were abusive. But since that was Madison's boyfriend, she should have figured out something else. Even if she didn't let him sleep in the same room, that's not good. That is not good. Here, Madison having this controlling mom, keeping track of her, and then having her boyfriend there with her. Gosh, can you imagine? She got to tell him where she's going and stuff too. When she'll be back. Is there proof there was a note? No. No. There's not really proof, but 15 minutes after Madison left her home, Melissa Bell was on Facebook posting that Madison was missing. Now, that can be proven by a timestamp from this investigative reporter, this Mrs. Nestor. I can't remember what I said her first name was. It makes sense. How you doing, Emily? When my son is 18, he'll still be living with me, but we'll have a lot of freedom. I won't bug him if he doesn't come home on time. Well, I mean, you got to keep up with your children. You know what I mean? You got to worry about your children, of course, and keep, ask them where they're going, when they're going to come back and stuff, and make sure they're safe. But you can't go overboard. You can't smother them to death. Keep them under your apron. I mean, Madison is 18. Seems like her mom kept a really close eye on her. Feels good to be free. Yeah. Julie, I'm thinking maybe she's looking for adventure. She's young. Maybe she wanted to travel. She outgrew the relationship. She didn't want to be in the relationship, according to this article here. And her mom was like, no, you're going to date him. So she hauled ass. But I do believe she left a note behind. I kept thinking, gosh, that is so dumb of her not to have left a note behind. And, she seems to be a responsible teenager. There's possibility she didn't leave a note, but it looks like there's a good possibility that she did, and her mother got rid of the note so that police would look for her. She thought she was going to force her daughter back home. That's my opinion, theory. That's not going to work. Yeah, she felt suffocated. She needed room to breathe and be free. I bet she's a free spirit. I don't, I've never saw a video of her or anything, but her picture and stuff, I can tell. I wonder if she's still with the other guy. I hope he's not wacko. Yeah, she met him on some kind of gaming app. She's been talking to him for 3 years. No, there's no update. She doesn't want anybody to know where she's at. Bye, David. Have a blessed day or night, depending on where you are in the world. Thanks for stopping in. When I ran away, they tried to bribe me to come back with food. Oh, goodness. Did you go back? Julie, what did you do for food? Cece, explain more of the membership. What about the membership, Queen? I can explain it to you. I'll email you. Have a good day, girl. They starved me. Oh, Julie, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry you went through that. I wasn't starved as a child or physically abused, but I had someone that done something to me. Yeah. So like I can remember being little. It's like the worst feeling in the world. You can't do anything about it because you're just a kid. The only thing you can do is like just go away in your mind a little bit. I remember I was like, oh, I can't wait till I get 18. Even when I was little. Bye, Queen. Thanks, Julie. There's a lot of us on here that's been through trauma, abuse. That's why I try to be kind to everybody because you don't never know what somebody's been through. what they're going through. So it's best just to be kind to people. I can explain the membership right now, Queen, because I'm about to wind down my live stream. The membership is just like you get certain perks, you get shout outs. Just we do private members live streams on Sundays, just chit chats, not necessarily about true crime. Sometimes we just sit around and chat. That's basically all it is. There's like two levels. There's the $1.99, then there's the $2.99 one. You just get special posts and shout out videos, which I'm getting ready to do a shout out video. It's basically what it is. Cheryl, I came from a big family. My mom always made large meals. Yeah. My mom always made supper and stuff every evening. We got off the school bus. We had supper. My granny always made, I live beside my granny. My granny always made big breakfast just about every morning. Hey, Annie. Morning. Yeah, the membership tab, you can hit and it tells you about it. So, like, you know how you can do, like with the membership, you know how I make community posts and everybody that's subscribed to me sees it, right? Well, I also do posts that's only for my channel members that join the membership. And that's like one of the levels. I think it's like maybe the $1.99 level or something. And then the other level is like shout out videos, which I shout out both levels. And we have live stream on Sunday. I may try to start having some members live streams at night, sitting out on the porch with my daggone roosters quiet, and that way maybe all the members will get a chance to be in the live stream. I do it on Sunday mornings at 10:30, but you know, a lot of people's in bed, sleep. They can always watch replay. Hey, Emily, great idea. That's a great idea. I never thought about that. We could use the emojis on shirts. I was going to go into Teespring and design some t-shirts with some of my little country sayings, like madder than a wet hen. Maybe we need one that says, you need Jesus in your life. Cracker Jacks, yeah. I love to have an evening live. I'm always late to the morning ones. You know, I used to live stream morning and night, but back then I didn't have chickens and a dwarf goat. Still had my dogs then, but so I don't have a lot of time anymore. And usually at night, I'm tired. But I'm going to start picking a couple of nights, just no set day of the week or anything, but just a couple, maybe days a week to do a night stream. I think she left her cell phone behind because her mother had that app attached. And when she found out the car was at the church and not the tanning bed, she knew Maddie took off. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. More Jesus, less drama. Hey, Jamie, I may use that. I'll give you credit, girl, for it. You came up with that. I'm going to take a screenshot of the chat right now so I can remember what she said. When I design the t-shirts, I'll put that on one. Amy, good morning. Yeah, put the saying on the back and like the little emoji things on the front or something. Her mother is scary. She didn't cry any tears. Well, I thought that her interview that she did with YouTuber Gray Hughes was very interesting. I said after I listened to it, I said, she was very calm, even laughing, chuckling a little bit. And I thought, that's strange for someone that doesn't know where their child's at. Someone could have abducted her child. But I believe she knew. She knew Maddie took off. She left a note. That's what I believe. I believe that's why she was that calm in that interview. It all makes sense now. I wish police would question her about that, get her to confess. She probably won't, or she'll be probably in trouble and sued by the police. If I'm not tired or my leg's not hurting tonight, we may sit out on the porch, do a live stream. We may not talk about true crime, chit chat. If I don't do it tonight, we'll be doing it sometime soon. But I'll try to do one tonight after I get my chickens and my little goat put up after dark. If everything goes well and I'm not tired. I like to talk about other things besides true crime. Y'all know that. We can talk about whatever. Sit around and just chat. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get off here. I've got to get ready and go out to the store and get a few things. Exactly, Jamie. That's a really good point right there. I'm going to highlight your comment for in my live stream. She would have been hysterical with her controlling self, not knowing where Maddie was. Exactly. Alex, I want to sit around and shoot the shit so bad, but I know there's already a channel called that. I know, the brother-sister duo. Oh, yeah, let me tell y'all something else real quick before I end my stream. There was a little boy missing from a campground in Ohio. I can't remember his name right off, but I looked it up this morning, and they did find his little body in the lake. He must have drowned. I think Annie mentioned that to me the other day. But I just wanted to tell y'all that. Let me find out his name real quick because that bothers me. Poor little feller, he couldn't swim. Body of missing 5-year-old boy recovered from lake near campground. Yeah, so sad. It says Adams County, Ohio. The body of a 5-year-old Cameron Walters was found Tuesday evening, more than 24 hours after he was reported missing from an Adams County campground. Walters was last seen alive around 5 p.m. Monday at the Mineral Spring Family Campground near Peoples, Ohio. Authorities said his body was recovered from the nearby lake around 6 p.m. Tuesday, positively identified by his family. The child's body was found near the campground's boat dock. The young boy was at the campground with his family, who has a camper on the grounds. He was last seen alive swimming and enjoying the sun in other places around the campground. Of course, they launched a massive search Monday evening and then suspended it at night. Let's see. I'm trying to see what else it says. Okay, so the sheriff says Cameron's family members have been cooperative and have been trying to help with the search, while also talking to investigators about what may have led to his disappearance. Was he unattended at the water? He's 5 years old. Hmm. I'm going to keep following this. I'll update y'all if they say any more about it. But I'm just wondering, was he at the water by himself? Hmm. It's really, really weird. Hope there's not foul play involved in here. Such a sad story. Bless his little heart. Good question, Alyssa. How did that happen? But yeah, saying prayers for the family. Seems like it may have been a tragic accident, but from the way I read that and understand it, it was like he had been seen around the water that day playing, enjoying the sun, but who was there actually watching him, supervising him? Any family members? Hmm, I don't know, but I'm going to keep following it. I'm going to find out after I get off here and get a few things done. See if I can read some more things about it. So anyways, I love y'all. Have a great day, and I may see y'all tonight, but if not, I will see y'all in the morning. Be safe, be kind, and peace. Me either, Alyssa. I taught myself to swim. Bye, guys.